Greetings and blessings, everyone. James Thomas from the Blue Star Spiritual Armais Collective. This is episode 3 of our podcast series, and today is all about spirit and how spirit works. In episode 1, we was all about what is spirituality, and in episode 4, we're going to be speaking about star seeds, the type of star seeds and what makes a star seed and all of that kind of stuff. Now, I am celebrating a few things currently, and I do apologize that we didn't upload a podcast a week ago or yesterday. I'm actually redoing this podcast, this episode. I didn't like the way it turned out yesterday. In about 8 days from now will be the 38th anniversary of my awakening event, which took place on the 12th of November, 1986, in ICU of Baptist Medical Center in Oklahoma City with my grandmother. In August, I celebrated 35 years of being a channeler. But we've also been busy because 4 days ago, Janice and I, my wife Janice and I, became a grandfather or grandparents for the third time, as our daughter gave birth to a beautiful baby boy named Eli. So it's been kind of hectic lately. So I do apologize, but we'll make up for it. In our episode 4, we're going to have Chris Marshall joining us. So that'll be fun as well. Now, one of the things that Spirit has always informed me, and the number of beings that I've channeled over the years have told me, is that Spirit doesn't make mistakes. Spirit, there is a reason for everything that happens. Specifically for a star seed, for the humanity of Earth, it's a little bit different. I'll explain. Many years ago, there was a spiritual teacher. She wrote several books. She was very popular. Her name was Dolores Cannon. One of the things that she said was that Earth was a school. Now, she is correct. It is a school, not for star seeds, though, for the humanity of Earth. So, the humanity of Earth, of course, is the native human population. And this is a school for them to learn, grow, make choices. So, it's complete free will choice here. Now, we're going to get more involved with star seeds and their pathways and stuff like that next time. But suffice it to say, through my experiences, one of the most powerful tools that we've got is called reflection. When we reflect on our life, we can actually see how the choices that we've made in our life have led us to where we are today. Now, Spirit works with each one of us a little bit differently. For me, Spirit will remind me of things, create memories of events, things that I've experienced, things that I've thought, things that I've researched and discovered, and things of this nature. And by putting those pieces together, begin to see a formed picture, if you will. So that's been happening recently. Initially, this episode was going to be called Light versus Dark. if you look around you in this world, it has become very obvious that there is a great deal of evil permeating in this world. I think that one of the big differences today is the fact that in years gone by, this evil was really very, very good at hiding itself, at disguising itself. And it's not doing that anymore. The evil is permeating throughout society in a multitude of different ways. So, one of the things that I was reminded of was a book that I channeled called Gideon, which is available on Amazon, which is all about the very beginning of Project Earth. We're going to be doing another book, a Gideon 2, which is about the beginning of this current grand cycle. So I was reminded of reptilians that tried to annex this planet in the dead of night, shall we say. They were in control of this planet for some time. Because you see, one thing that we all kind of realize is as you awaken, and the more you awaken, the more you tap into your true energy on the other side, the more we experience the quantum time frames. So we have a feeling, we receive a feeling about something, something's coming. We don't know what it is, but something is definitely coming. And then we forget about it because it takes so long to get here. But it actually arrives in divine time. Now, it wasn't enough to just remember these reptilians that tried to annex this planet. They were dealt with by the Ashtar Command. But the High Council of the God Star, which is the High Council in charge of this project, Project Earth, they decided let them participate, not as starseed, but participate nonetheless. So they came onto the planet and created evil, shall we say, darkness. And it's taken this world into very dark places where it still remains in this moment, but that is altering and changing. So the humanity of Earth in the grand cycle is faced with a choice. Humanity of Earth, so all of the native human population. And they reaches a point in their journey where they have to answer a question. And the question is, will you proceed with your evolution at this time? Now, when this question was posed, the answer that came back, the right percentage of the humanity of Earth was yes. Now, technically speaking, that took place in 1987 at an event called the Harmonic Convergence. So, here comes the next question that has to be answered. Will you proceed down a pathway of light or a pathway of darkness? Well, the best way of making a choice is to make a choice that is informed. So, what's happening and what's been happening for some time now, quite a few years, but really amped up in the last over the last 4 to 10 years has been darkness putting out its hand more and more and more, trying to control. So these reptilians, these beings of darkness, were sent here by what is termed the High Council of Darkness, just like you have a High Council of Light. Yeah, you'd be surprised to know that that is part of the plan of spirit, was to have the High Council of Darkness doing its thing to challenge that of light. What is the ultimate goal? To discover and to find balance. Balance within, balance in our lives, balance in our existence, shall we say. So this group of darkness created a scenario where they took over. They became a powerful group. They chose a religion to represent and other religions that they would infiltrate. And they have been causing havoc and destruction for a very long time on this planet. They were withheld, shall we say, until the middle to late part of the 1800s to give the humanity of Earth, time to do its thing and to get to a point where it could go through what it needed to learn its lessons. See, for a star seed, we're not here to learn lessons. We're here to remember, to awaken. What resonates is very important in our journey. And I realized, because I grew up as a Christian, going to church, and I was a very avid churchgoer. But after I left the church and spent some time realizing the pathway I was actually on, I came to realize a simple truth. I never actually believed in the dogma of Christianity. I don't believe in the dogma of any religion. I believe in source, or what you could also say God or Allah, whatever word you use. That was never in question. That was never in doubt. But the dogma? No, that's not what drew me. So I'm reminded over and over again that what's playing out is like a play, a movie. So I'm reminded, one of the things that I was reminded of is for star seeds, we play a role. Now, they reminded me of this through the play Arsenic and Old Lace. This was the very first play I was ever in high school. It was a very profound experience for me because I had so many people come up to me with smiles on their face and they were like, "Oh, you were great. Your projection was great. Everything was so cool. And that just really brought me a lot of joy. But it's like we play our role and we set things up. We're going to go a lot more into this in episode 4 when we're actually talking about star seeds. But nevertheless, what is playing out right now is meant to play out because the humanity of Earth is presented with a question. Do you want to go down the pathway of light or darkness? Now, some may say that only by going down the pathway of light will they be able to evolve. But the truth of the matter is, if you look at another remembrance for me, if you look at war, conflict, things of this nature, and look at the evolution that has occurred, I was reminded of a TV show I used to watch when I was a little kid. It was MASH. Now, those who are in your 50s or 60s, I'm 60 now, may remember MASH, comedy based on the Korean War, and they were a MASH unit, so they were a medical unit. But there was one episode where one of the doctors, Hawkeye or BJ, one of the two, made the comment that because of the conflict, because of the war, they had made loads of advancements medically. And then I was reminded about World War II. At the beginning of the war, most of the planes used were biplanes. They had two wings. But by the end of the war, the Germans had jet fighters. So they had evolved greatly technologically. So this tells me that you can evolve in either darkness or light. But you see, the bottom line is that this journey is about the humanity of Earth, not the star seeds. It's their journey, it's their evolution, it's their eventual ascension. Now, this is the critical juncture for the choices that they're going to make. Those of darkness are trying everything they can to destroy as much as they can. Because you see, not only are they trying to, on one level, they're trying to influence the humanity of Earth's decision to go down that pathway of darkness. But on another level, they think they can destroy this planet and take it out for good. But you see, then I was reminded of one other thing. It's a saying that I say quite a bit. It's not the destination, it's the journey. The destination is already assured, it's already guaranteed. Let me tell you something. If you've been here throughout this entire grand cycle, you will be given a choice at the conclusion of this incarnation. If there's something that you have such a strong desire to complete, you could be granted one more incarnation. But normally, and I would suggest 99% of those leaving will say, no, thank you, job done, move on now. Because there are new star seeds coming onto the planet. I know because my daughter is one of them, as is my grandchildren. They're new star seeds as well. My son, on the other hand, my two sons, they've been here a long time. They are not new star seeds at all, and they will be leaving when this current incarnation finishes. So, the best thing to do in this journey is to let go and let source. A few years ago, I was channeling Al Sharon a lot, and his main message was trust and faith in yourself for yourself, trust and faith in spirit, follow your heart and guidance, and trust your intuition. Discern everything. That never has changed. So I wish you well on this journey. We'll see you next time for episode 4. In the meantime, many blessings. Koshata karatamota takaratamata la taratomate. Shanya karatamata shata tarata.